How are you thinking about Japan today and positioning it in the International Smaller Companies Fund?
We're pretty bullish on Japan, actually, which is not a consensus view. It is the #1 country weighting in the portfolio. About 16% of Royce International Smaller Companies Fund is Japanese companies. Japan was 50% of global market capitalization in 1989. It's about 8% of global market capitalization now. There has been a rally for 2 years that's kind of petered out in the last 6 months or so. And I think very few people really wanted to believe that rally. So we're just finding a lot of very high quality businesses. Return on invested capital is increasingly a priority of the better managed businesses. The reputation of Japan had always been that the companies were not managed for profits and that the minority shareholder was sort of just along for the ride and often not really getting a great deal. And that's changing. And I also think from a macroeconomic level, the picture in Japan is much more encouraging than what you'll typically see in the papers. They also have the world's second largest foreign currency reserves.
Let's go a little bit more micro, though, in Japan. Where are you
Sure.
finding opportunities and themes and sectors, and how are you positioning that 16% of the overall portfolio in the fund?
Japan is a market that has, for equity investors, a great deal of breadth and depth. So we have holdings across industries. We've tended to shy away from businesses that are purely dependent on the Japanese consumer and been more attracted to companies that are a play on Pan-Asian growth. One of our largest holdings in the Royce International Smaller Companies Fund is a company called Family Mart. Family Mart runs convenience stores. They have a network of 17,000 convenience stores across Asia. About 60% of their store base is outside of Japan, but it's only about 10% of their net income. So the future is the ex-Japan business. So that's an example of something that is giving us consumer exposure, but again, being a play on Pan-Asian growth and using Japan as sort of the cash cow funding mechanism for their expansion.